Good morning, everyone. This is Sam with Best Pro Trade. Today is June the 10th, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. This is not a replay data. We don't have a replay data. We only use live data in all our videos. So you can see we are connected to Rhythmic, and then you can see it's not a replay data. And we have the DAX on 8 range, we have the CL on 3 minutes, and then we have the ES on 300 tick, and then we have the 6E on a 300 ticks. So let's look at the performance, and as you see here from the Ninja Trader control, there is a yellow. When there is a yellow and you start your auto trade, this means the trade is already in the process, and there is one trade has not been closed. And you can see this morning on the 6E we have one winning trade, and we're gonna about to close a huge trade here, and actually there is a lot of beef in that trade. We can see the DAX took another short on the DAX, and I think this is it. 2 trade, we are done. On the CL, you can see this 3 minutes, and there is an entry here at 60.91. We are at 6105, and we haven't even closed this trade yet. So let's look at today's performance, and our target is only 500, and the 6E 500 and the ES 300. So let's watch this trades, and we will continue. We'll try to make that video as short as possible. Thank you. Okay, I think we closed the DAX on the 8 range, 2 trade, 1 and 2. We are done. 650 on 2 trade. Not bad in 5 minutes actually. And let's look at the rest of the 6E, CL, and an ES. I want to highlight something where a lot of people make a lot of mistake in those auto trades. As you see on the DAX, if we stayed on the DAX, would have had a very nice run, and would have made maybe another 500 euro. But the issue is not here. This is after the fact that we can see we could have made another 500 euro on the DAX. But when we are in that area here, and we close 2 trades, very nice, sweet 2 trades, and done on 650, and we don't know what is the outcome here. And this is a lot of traders make mistakes that maybe it could have been a chop market or a sideway, or call it whatever you want to call it, but it's very important to be satisfied for what you're getting, and nail your target for today, and keep it simple and sweet without being get nervous when you are trading. When we were in that situation here, and we got 2 trades, and we closed at 650, this is very nice. 2 out of 2, not bad, and we done this in what, 5-10 minutes. And then the market, if you see here, this is, if we had the auto trade, could have been a winning trade, could have been a losing trade. Then you have a drawdown a little bit, and then you have a very nice run here, and I'm sure the auto trade would have took that trade here, because that's where it started the trend at 89.5. So the whole idea is to be satisfied for what we are getting on a daily target, and not thinking what we have missed. And that a lot of traders having a problem overcome with that, and they try, don't let the greed get you, because it could have been also a turbulence in this market, and you would have lost maybe the 650. So balance and be satisfied on your daily target. That is more efficient. if you notice, we had 2 trades on the DAX 650. We have 1 trade on the ES 100, and we are already up 75 ticks. 3 trade out of 3, and there we go. We have 100 on the ES and the 650, and this one here we missed out because we started the auto trades late, and then I find out that the 6E, I have the wrong one, but now I restarted it, and it's still on the same test A, and we have not take any trade on the 6E. So the idea is, if we have the DAX on an 8 range, CL, 6E, and an ES, and once you get to the up to your daily target, which is 100 tick, that should be more plenty to walk away with 100 ticks than to sit the whole day trying to pick up a trade. So if you are auto trading, don't cry what you missed. Just try to be happy for what you're getting. And this is the problem. Sometimes we have some traders, they want the auto trade keep running 24 hours, where the guys we have like Raleigh in the room. He set his ES on 250, and he practically getting 250 every day. And if you have, let's say, the ES set on 1000, you are on a long day, and you're gonna go around and generating a lot of trades, and then your broker is sharing most of it. But when you are setting your target reasonably enough based on one contract, you do not have a lot of drawdown when you are trading one contract if God forbid you have a bad day today. So keep it simple, and try to once you see your 100 daily tick achieved, or 95 ticks achieved, forget the last 5 ticks and walk away and enjoy the rest of the day. And this is my my opinion about auto trading, that there is nothing works 24 hours. The little you can, as little as you can be in the market, is the healthy way. And also for a manual trading, we have a lot of traders also become a buffalo hunter, where they don't trade constantly, but they try to find a good trade where you can get a lot of beef out of that trade and call it off, than sitting all day long behind the computer trying to pick up 5 and 10 ticks here and there. So we have a huge run today on the CL, and we missed out on a very nice trade on the CL. We would have been done if we had the auto trade half an hour earlier. We would have got that run and close our target for today for 100 tick. But we'll keep running and until we achieve the 100 tick, and then we call it off. I want to highlight something is very, very important, that you notice on the ES, the entry was at 83 level even, and you can see how the bars, they were right little bit one tick above the entry point, and when we had the market coming almost to the same entry, the auto trade stayed on that trade, and that tells you it's not a trailing stop, and it's not just a black box. And you can see the market came in, and this is the beauty about it, because even if you are manual trading, we don't want to go to the red in the trade, but in the same time you are, if you look at my crosser, this is the entry, And if you look at the bars where you have to give a little space sometimes to the market to go back and forth before you can take a trade and or stay on that trade. So this is the details in the devil, where not just a black box and a trailing stop, and we are breaking away from that old theories, and now we are, if you notice, we try to give this market back and forth room, and if the market going against that trend, then the system will close it. But as long as there is a little chance to stay on that trade with the trend, the system will stay on. If you notice, those bars here is a trend bar, and the gray, they are not the neutral actually. Those are the bars are reset to the trend, and you can see here the market is based on a price level, and you can see here the trend on that bar start going to the blue, and then here where the auto trade took that trade here, actually we're in the middle of the turbulence right there. And this is a really a key area here, because if you notice here on the ES had the blue trend, and is a beautiful clean the trend is showing, and you can see in this area here, because it's still early, I mean we are at 4:45 Eastern time, we have a red, a yellow, a gray, red, a gray, and a blue, back to gray, blue. So this is a very hard area now. We are in the middle of actually the market can go either way, where if you notice, I'm talking about the colors and the trend. If you notice on the 6E, when this gray bar, it was in a gray, yellow reset, and then we have a very nice run from that area here, the 93 area, all the way to the 71 area. And then if you notice here in that area on the 6E, the trend has changed, and the gray color, and then from that area here, the 54 to the 28, we are on one direction, which is in red. So if you are just looking at the market, you can see the ES has no trend at the moment, and this is very nice to know or to see the color. So let's say if you are on a trade with the ES, you can see the trend is really mixed at the moment with the ES, and we have $50, $60, $70 in that trade. You want to call it off, you can force your trade to close, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and reset your auto trade when the trend start taking direction. You can do that manually on any auto trade. It doesn't matter whether it's a Best Pro trade or any other trade, auto trade, and sometimes it's very healthy to sometimes come in and interfere with that trade. Let's say we have the ES here on the 4 range, we have the ES here on 300 ticks, but this is the entry point, and what you can do, make it a +1 tick if you want to, and force the auto trade to shut down, and then you can reactivate it. Or if you wanted to just keep it 1 tick plus, and or if you want to close that trade, you can practically see where is the lower point and take your needle here when you see there is a little chop, and if this market gonna go back, at least you secure some of the profit manually, And I mean, you don't have to do that in any trade, but if you are looking at the auto trade, and in those cases where you see the bars are in a gray and they've been in a gray for a long time, that means there is no reading and there is no use. The 6E has took a trade at 36, and we close at 23. That will give us $200 even. So we started the auto trade at 4 o'clock Eastern time morning, and now we are on two trades, two winning trades on the DAX, and we nailed the 650. We have one trade today this morning on the ES, and we're still in that trade, and we have one trade on the 6E, and we close at 200. And now we are only $50 away to get our daily target, and this is try to keep it simple, and don't let the greed play in your head. 45 minutes in a trades, and we already nailed almost 100 tick. If I see that and I'm still missing $75 out of 100 tick, I call it all off and done. And end your day. Try to end your day in a good mood than to try to take one more trade, and maybe that trade is gonna go south, and or maybe can make 1,000. Does not matter. But as long as we can hit our 100 tick daily, then we are okay. And you can see the ES. I can see the ES is struggling, and you can see it's a gray color. I don't need all those indicators and the trading panels. We have the trading panels. We don't need to be complicated with it. Just if you see there is a gray color here, and you can see the ES is not getting up anywhere and is staying on a sideway, and you can see the gray color yellow, and when it gets to the gray color yellow, that means the market now is fixing, changing direction, and we are going down actually right now on the ES, and there is nothing left on the ES. So in those cases, it's very healthy that we have $900 based on 4 trades. That's fine. We can see there is a change in momentum on the ES. Then we can say, okay, call it off for today, and so we'll wait a couple more minutes on the ES before we can make a decision to close it, or then you can reactivate your auto trade if you want to. And this is nothing wrong with it if you just want to get out of what you protect your earning for today. And this is the same thing you can see on the DAX. You have a little, you can see here on the DAX. Let me show you. Immediately you can identify with our bars the trend. If we are looking from that area here at 040 all the way down to this area here at the 99, there is only one color, and there is no yellow or gray color in it. And you can see from that area here, and this is really beauty. If I put my cursor right there, you can see above the 91 level is a reset trend, and below that level is a short, and you can see from my cursor actually exactly this is the price line 91, and from that area here is a down, and then you can see here again is the reset, and you can see the reset level, and then identify the trend at 88.0, and you can see the beauty about it. Why you're auto trading, you don't need to be really complicated or using a lot of a lot of indicator to identify the trend, and which most of the traders, they use around 20 indicators on the chart, 20 different indicators where they don't tell the same story, where here you can see it immediately that the trend is changing, and it was a very nice run, and then it stops at 7 point. Actually, the bars are in the institutional auto trade. We will be also making videos about the institutional auto trade, and now we are in the middle of upgrading everything to NinjaTrader 8, and hopefully I look forward to see the system on NinjaTrader 8. We are doing the NinjaTrader 8 as we speak right now. So on the ES back to the trend, to identify the trend while you're auto trading. It's been like almost half an hour on the auto trade, the ES, and the ES cannot find direction. And now you can see there is a yellow bar between the gray, yellow, and now there is going to be a blue. This is a reset area, identifying your trend, and that can help you making a decision on an auto trade if you wanted to keep it, or you wanted to close that direction or that trade, and and take $100 out of that trade and call it off. So we are not that far from our daily target, 100 ticks. I'm gonna stay quiet, and the minute we hit the 100 tick, we will stop.